Greetings and salutations, travelers, and welcome back to the Inn of Planar Crossroads. And also, welcome back to the next episode in our How to Play series called The Laws of the Multiverse. This video, about attributes, will mainly be regarding assigning these scores and, briefly, how they mechanically function. Part B will cover more about each individual attribute by going over the Attributes at a Glance table from the core rulebook, and examples of thematic uses for each. Let's get into it. The Open Legend rulebook rightly points out that attributes are the backbone of an Open Legend character. These scores represent the strengths and weaknesses of your character's concept. An important thing to remember as we continue. There are 18 of these attributes divided into 4 categories: physical, mental, social, and extraordinary. Each score can range from 0, meaning completely untrained, to 9, meaning a superhuman level of skill. It's worth noting that an attribute score of 10 cannot be purchased with attribute points. It can only be obtained through feats, boons, or other special means, and no attribute advances beyond a score of 10 in normal play. For an idea of how this usually hashes out, your average commoner or craftsman likely has scores ranging from 1 to 3 in a few physical, social, and mental attributes, though extraordinary attributes are usually reserved for individuals of note, like player characters or important NPCs. We know that 18 sounds like a lot of attributes to keep track of, but it really isn't when you learn that to use an extraordinary attribute, you must have put points in it. It is even more helpful to learn that using any of the other scores that you're untrained in means you just roll a single d20 for whatever you are attempting. So, for quick play at least, the only attributes to pay attention to are the ones you have points in. Every time your character attempts something challenging, you consult these attributes. They help determine what you roll for. This can be an attack, invoking a boon, invoking a bane, really anything that poses the chance of failure. That last bit there is worth highlighting. Rolling in Open Legend almost exclusively happens when there is a chance for failure. We'll explore the idea of this in a later episode, but just keep it in the back of your mind until we get there. Let's talk about assigning these attribute points that we've been discussing. The two main ways of doing this are array and this system's version of point buy. While some of us haven't been big fans of arrays in some other systems, they actually work pretty well in Open Legend and can be great for those new to tabletop RPGs, someone still getting used to the mechanics of the Open Legend system, or even experienced players wanting to do a quicker build for a new character. There are 3 array options talked about in the book: specialized, well-rounded, and jack of all trades. This specialized array focuses on 6 attributes, with a 5, a 4, a 3, and 3 2s. This array complements a character that focuses on doing a few specific things really well. A person wanting to play a characteristic D&D-esque wizard with a school specialization might use this array to express their absolute devotion to a specific type of magic and their shunning of most other things. Using this array really shines when there is a group to complement it and cover those weak areas. The well-rounded array spreads the scores around a bit more. 2 4s, 3 3s, and 2 1s go anywhere you'd like to put them. This would seem like a good array to use for a warrior that has training in several forms of combat, as well as the tactics associated with those forms of war. If you have a smaller group of players, this array can be handy. It can let a smaller cast of characters cover more bases in their gameplay. The Jack of all trades as an array has the widest spread of points with 5 3s, 3 2s, and a single 1, all assigned where you want. This might be a fun one to use for a career dungeon delver that goes on adventures, but then comes back and sells the spoils at his own traveling cart or shop. The need for lots of diverse skills to pull off this type of character is satisfied with this array. We must say, though, this type of character shines best when part of a group. It can really complement a teammate running the specialized array by covering those aforementioned weak areas. To be frank, all of these are actually really good at what they do. We can definitely see ourselves using these for quickly getting a player build together, or composing an NPC, which, by the way, we will be doing for examples in this series. Keep tuned for that. Alright, now let's say you are wanting more control of that character of yours. That is where the point buy method comes in. With this method, you get to use 40 points to spend on your attribute scores. This can be a little complicated just to say, so we definitely recommend referencing the website or rulebook. But for the sake of this video explanation, here is how the point cost to attribute exchange breaks down. With that visual available for you, it seems like the appropriate time to point out that, going back to what we mentioned before about 10s being really special, a 10 cannot be purchased through point buy. Also, assuming you are making a first level character, the highest score you can purchase through this method is a 5. The chart goes up higher than that because you need to know these costs when you gain experience and level up. Or if you're starting past first level, the mechanics of which we will cover in a later video. Spending all your points at character creation actually isn't required, so you can save up points to spend at a later time if you'd like. This comes in very handy as your character grows in power, and might be aiming for those higher attribute scores. As we said before, these scores you've been assigning are what help determine success or failure at challenges in and out of combat. The reason for this is that they affect the dice you roll during these attempts. This is another time it is good to reference the table on the site or in the book. We will do our best to make this as simple as possible. In a lot of popular systems like D&D or Pathfinder, you add static ability modifiers to your D20 rolls. Open Legend Open Legend goes with something different. Instead of your attributes providing static bonuses, you get to roll extra dice along with your normal d20. As you can guess, this has the possibility to lead to some really big numbers and some fun things happening. the system likes to play with these possible high levels of success or failure too with one of the ways it handles banes and boons. We will be talking about that whole interaction in another section, though. As a little example of how this plays in-game, say the villain has an entropy score of 4. That means when he stretches forth his cursed, withered hand in an effort to overwhelm your character with necrotic energy, he would roll a d20 and a d10, adding the results together to attempt to exceed one of your defenses. There are several different character sheets available that can be used, and all of them, at least that we have seen, have a place to record what your dice pool is for your attributes. Keeping that handy is recommended, since in a moment of tension and excitement, the last thing you want to do is break the mood having to look online or in the book to know what to roll to save your character's butt or finish off the bad guy. Below, we'll have a link to Hero Muster, an online character sheet that we've used before. It automatically does some of the calculations that we'll be covering later, as well as helping keep track of the banes and boons your character has access to. You can even share the links to these sheets with your GM. It is a really handy tool. It seems we've covered enough about the mechanics of attributes for now. As we said, next video is planned to be a showcase of the various attributes' themes and some examples of that theming. We do hope you come back for that one. Thanks to Kane and Levi again for helping me read through these scripts before recording. Expect the next one shortly. Follow us on Facebook and Twitter to stay up on what we are doing and get some quality memes. Like, share, and subscribe here if you wish. Put any questions, comments, and/or observations in the appropriate spaces below. Remember that if you like this content enough to support it, we have a Patreon and Subscribestar, where you can do just that. Doing so gets you access to our Discord, where I am hoping to share some PDF content once we get to character builds and such. As always, have a great day, God bless, and enjoy.
This content was made possible by travelers and viewers like you. Thank you.